see, this is gonna be a fun ride. Yeah, we're all about a good time. Yeah, we're all about a good life. Good energy, come follow me. Oh, it's gonna be a good night.
Hi YouTube, welcome back. We are excited to share a little different content with you today. I have Mikele with me today, and Mikele is one of our online students. If you take an online class from us, you know who Mikele is because of her exquisite technique and form. She's an amazing dancer and just newly certified as a SHiNE instructor, so we're so excited. Today she is going to teach us how to turn like a dancer. And so tell us about some of the turns we're going to learn today.
Yeah, absolutely. Today we're going to go over the pivot turn, the chaine turn, and then a new one called the soutenu that you're going to see in one of the new June routines. It's really fun.
So exciting. Okay, so Mikele, tell us about your background.
Yeah, you bet. So I started dancing when I was 4 years old. I was a really shy kid, so my mom put me in classes to see if it was something that I was going to like. I absolutely loved it. I danced from then all through high school, again a little bit in college. After I graduated and moved back to Boise, there wasn't a lot of opportunity really to just take class as an adult. So about 6 years ago, I found SHiNE, absolutely loved it. I'm here all the time. I've been coming ever since, but it really filled that need for me to continue dancing. Dance is always a big part of my life. It's my job, but being able to move and to fill my cup in that way has been really wonderful.
I love that. I'm so grateful that we have Mikele as a resource because of her extensive background. SHiNE is rooted in traditional jazz, ballet, and hip hop. And I feel like a lot of dancers that used to dance, I hope that this fills their cup. I think it's like technical enough, but not too technical that you're actually getting the workout. So it's a nice little balance. Class is really hard, and that's honestly how I started this, is because I had that desire and need to. I had a little bit of dance experience when I was younger, and I loved it, but as an adult, I didn't have a place to go and let that out. So we love to bring in traditional jazz, ballet, and hip hop into our choreography. That's how we are rooted. So it's really important for us to know the terminology of those dance moves, and that's why we thought this would be really valuable for you to learn this. When we go and do our trainings with our instructors, we really teach them those foundational moves, the terminology, so they can bring it to class, offer our students something a little bit more than just a fitness class. When you do a SHiNE class, we want you to come away feeling like, you know, you are a little bit more of a dancer, more educated, and have more value from that experience. So let's learn these turns.
Let's do it. All right, SHiNE Nation, we are here to talk technique about some of the turns that you are going to see in our SHiNE routines. We're going to go over the pivot turn, the chaine turn, and a new one called a soutenu. So we're going to get started with the pivot turn. Now, this is a pretty basic turn. It only involves 2 steps, but we wanted to go over it today because a lot of times our SHiNE friends will get a little tripped up, and I think that's because the pivot turn takes you to facing the back. And then when that happens, you maybe can't see your instructor to know what's happening. So we're going to go over it today so that hopefully you feel a little more confident when you're tackling those pivot turns in class. So the basics of the pivot turn, like I said, it's just 2 steps. Your leading leg, in this case I'm going to use my right leg, is acting as a pivot, which is how it gets its name. So you're just going to put your weight on your foot and pivot around to the back. Now we're facing the back. We can just continue that pivot turn, do another one, right, step on your left. So it's just 2 steps, changing your weight. Pivot, turn, pivot, turn. Let's try that on the left. Same thing. Your left foot is now the pivot. You're facing the back. Pivot turn, and here. You'll see this in a lot of different SHiNE routines. Sometimes once we face the back, we might do a different series of moves. Like in Broken and Beautiful, we go into a chasse. So I think a lot of times that's what gets our SHiNE members tripped up. It can be a little tricky, but just do you. We always say that. Turn around, join us back in the front. You'll be ready to go. We'll be waiting for you to get dancing again. One other way that makes a pivot turn different too might be the arms, or we put a lot of different legs into it. So sometimes you'll see a pivot. It might have a flick here. Sometimes we throw arms in. It makes it feel a little different because you're pushing more of a plie into your pivot turn. We do it here. So you'll see a lot of variety and variations in our pivot turns. But if you just remember, you put that weight on your foot and turn, you should absolutely be able to catch up and join us again. All right, so the next turn we're going to go over is a chaine turn. Now, traditionally, a chaine turn is done in a series of quick turns that resembles a chain, which is how it got its name. Usually in our SHiNE routines, we only do one, but we still want to go over the basics so you're comfortable. And if you want to try doing a quick series, it's a lot of fun. So when you do your chaine turn, you're going to be in a ballet first. So to get there, you're going to start with your feet parallel and just turn them out so they look like a pie wedge. Your arms are going to be like you're holding a beach ball in front of you. But for now, we're just going to focus on our legs. We'll add the arms in a minute. So while we're practicing to keep a nice square frame, it's helpful to either put your arms on your hips or on your shoulders, and that helps you stay square. So we do our chaine turn on releve, which is up on our toes. So it helps to just start here. The chaine turn is just a two-step turn. And what you want to remember is your body goes from front to back to front to back. So let's practice that. We're going to start with our right leg. We're going to step side, turn to the back, turn to the side. Now we do want our head to look where we're going, which is called spotting. So we would go right to the back, to the front, to the back. Yes? We can also practice going the other way. We would step left to the back. See how my head is still staying, looking where I'm going? Flips around to here. Those are the basics of a chaine turn. If we add in our arms, when we step with our leading leg, they open and then they close to help our momentum bring us around. Again, we're up on releve, so we would go right, left, right. That would be just doing one. If we kept going, we would just keep doing our arms and our body going front to back. A lot of times, like I mentioned though, in our SHiNE routines, you might just see one chaine turn with a step touch. This is an easy one to modify. If you don't like to turn, you can just do 3 steps. Step, 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 touch. And you'll still be right with us the whole time. Great, so let's just try it one more time. Let's add some counts so you can kind of feel how it would go with the music. So again, if we're up on releve, those chaine turns would be a 1, 2, step 3, touch 4. And if we're gonna go the other way, 5, 6, 7, 8. So with chaine turns, it is a 2 count on the beat. So if we were to do that again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a fun one to practice until you get it down. The last turn we're going to talk about today is a new fun one. It's called a soutenu. This means sustained because the idea is that your body is pulled up and sustained. You usually have lovely, pretty arms over your head. But this is one that you'll see in our new June routine, I Am What I Am. In that routine, you'll see it coming from here. We go front, back, soutenu. Fun, right? So what you want to remember when you do this one is your leg is really pulling you around. So when we go forward and back, you're going to cross it in the front, but it ends up in the back. Then we're ready to go to the other side. Same thing, soutenu. Pretty simple, but it does take a little getting used to. With this one, if you don't want to turn, you're just going to go up and hold. Your leg won't end up in the back, but you're still able to go to the other side. So lots of options for you, whether or not you want to turn. All right, so that's a little more about some of the basic turns we do in our SHiNE routines. Thanks so much for talking technique with me today. It was a lot of fun.